All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been an absolute eternity, but we are back. And today I've got a battle against my boy Cypher. And if you guys are into this Pokemon Wi-Fi battling content stuff, you should check out his channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. He does amazing content there. And yeah, so there's a huge elephant in the room, and I understand. Where the fuck have I been for the last like couple years? I will probably make a channel update regarding that. A lot has changed in my life. Some good, some bad. Most of it good though. But that is not for this video. So anyway, we have an OU tier match against my boy Cypher. We both use the Pokeaimmd Randomizer on his website, and we got some heat. So looking at his team, he's got the Ting-Lu. The new Zoroark, it's a normal ghost type. It's actually the first normal ghost type, which is cool. He's got Volgina, the Mandibuzz. That's literally Mandibuzz's Japanese name. I'm not making that up. Volgina. Anyway, he's got the Wish.com Zapdos, Kilowattrel, and he's got the Swampert and Infernape. While looking at my team, I've got the new Raikou with the long ass neck. We got Rhydon, Magmortar, Florges, Hydrapple, which is one of my favorite new mons. This thing is fucking dope. And we got Dr. Dre, which is Illumite. No, it's not. It's Volbeat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get those mixed up because the Dr. Dre is shiny. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I plan on being back more regularly and not leaving you guys for years at a time. So the battle begins. My opponent's going to lead off with his Ting-Lu as I lead off with Dixon Cider, which is my Hydrapple. So I don't know why I do this, but I decided that I'm going to swap out into the Volbeat here. I probably could have stayed in and gone for like Energy Ball, but I was a little afraid of this thing like tearing right off the rip. So I bring out Volbeat as my opponent is going to go for the payback. Now, here I am a complete nitwit. And I forgot that freaking Prankster doesn't work on dark types. So I decided to go for the Encore because the payback wasn't doing too much damage. And obviously that didn't work. So my opponent goes for the Heavy Slam and does a dickload of damage to Dr. Dre. And I just figured that Volbeat is pretty much useless now. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up the sun and call it a day. This battle is not going well so far. So Dr. Dre is going to go down without really doing anything. And I'm going to bring out Kylie Jenner, which is Magmortar. So now I know you guys are thinking, why the fuck are you bringing in a fire type on a ground type? So I actually have the Terra Flying. And normally I don't like to Terra this early into the battle, but I kind of figured he would go for the Earthquake. So I just said, fuck it. And I whip out the Terra Flying real fast and go for a belly drum. So that is in fact what my opponent is going to go for as we get the belly drum activation and the citrus berry. These turns take for freaking ever because all these stupid effects. So yeah, I'm going to eat my citrus berry and get up pretty close to full as my opponent does in fact go for the earthquake. And now here I misplay once again. I go for the Mach Punch. I actually it wouldn't have killed, but I would have been better off going for the flame charge in the sun. It does a little bit more damage, but I mean, regardless, I would have lost Magmortar and my Terra right off the rip here. So this battle is not looking good for your boy. I'm going to have to start making some plays here if I want to catch back up, because this Ting-Lu is ripping me a new asshole. So I bring out the Hydrapple, which is what I should have done. Like, I should have just stayed into Hydrapple. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So my opponent goes out into the Infernape, who's going to take an Energy Ball. This actually does solid damage. I mean, I'm modest nature, and Infernape is kind of frail. But here, I decided to make a bold play. I kind of thought maybe he would think that I was going to swap out, but my opponent is just going to stay in here and go for the Flare Blitz. I mean, as he should. He's in the sun. But Hydrapple fucking lives that shit with 9 HP. Hydrapple is insane. I don't have any defense investment. It's all like max HP, max special attack. And this thing fucking lives a Flare Blitz in the sun. And that totally was a damage roll. Like, I think there was a small chance he could have O-code me there. Like 18% or something like that. But yeah, so Hydrapple fucking came through there. So I'm gonna swap out as he brings out this Kmart ass Zapdos, and I'm gonna get a little bit of HP back because Hydrapple does have the regenerator ability. I'm gonna bring out this long ass Raikou, and as my opponent is gonna go for the Weather Ball. This actually does pretty solid damage considering that I'm like really bulk invested, and I have Assault Vest on this guy. So he's gonna swap out as I just go for I think I go for Dragon Pulse as my opponent brings out the Tinglu here. And that actually, it does enough damage that I'm pretty confident 2 of them will kill him, and I know I'm gonna outspeed this thing because Tinglu is is like insanely slow. So I'm just gonna go for the second Dragon Pulse and finally take out this damn Tinglu that has been a fucking menace to my team. So we're starting to pick up steam here finally, and the sun goes away, and that gets rid of my ability or whatever. So now my opponent is going to bring out the Swampert. So I was a little bit afraid of Swampert having Ice Punch for Hydrapple. So I decide that I'm going to go out into my Florges instead, as my opponent goes for the Rain Dance. So we got all kinds of weather in this battle. So I go for the Wish. I think I just did this to kind of scout out what my opponent wanted to go for. I don't actually know. Does Swampert get... what's that new water move that's like crazy powerful? Wave Crash or whatever? If Swampert got that, that would be insane. But anyway, he's going to liquidate my Florges there. And yeah, so I pretty much have to go Protect here. And I was a little afraid of doing that. Because I didn't know what the Swampert was packing. So I do see that he wants to swap out though. He goes for the flip turn, and we're gonna get some good old HP back from the Wish. And yeah, so I see that my opponent wants to swap out, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the Hydrapple again to try to get some regenerator HP back. Because basically, from what I'm seeing, Hydrapple is is my win con in this game. So I need to bring it in and take it out so that I can get regenerator HP. So my opponent is going to go for the flip turn again, and that basically tickles Hydrapple. And my opponent is going to bring out this Kilowatt Roll again. So obviously I don't want to stay in here, and I just decide to go out into Throat Goat because I know I can take pretty much anything this thing wants to throw at me. So he goes for Hurricane, and it doesn't do too much damage, but it does give me the Confusion. So unfortunately, I am going to try to go for the the Dragon Pulse, and I do get fully confused as my opponent goes for a second Hurricane. And actually, all things considered, that Hurricane is kind of doing a lot of damage. I take back what I said earlier. I mean, I'm Assault Vested and everything, and it's resisted. Still does a lot of damage. And it didn't help that I hit myself in Confusion either. So I don't want to lose my Raikou just yet. Or I think, what is that thing called? Raging Bolt or something like that. Anyway, I'm just going to go out into Florges once again. And this thing is a fucking tank. Florges is so bulky. But man, this Kilowatt Roll is actually doing more damage than I thought. So I'm going to bring it in. And I felt like my opponent would probably predict me to go for the Wish. But I went for it anyway, because I want my Florges to be relatively healthy, because I know that Florges can wall a lot of his team. So I do go for the Wish. Now here, this I believe is where I make a really bold play. I pretty much figured my opponent would think that I would go for the Protect again, but I actually go for Moonblast at really low HP, and it works out in my favor. My opponent actually swaps out, I think, into Swampert. No, he brings out, okay, he brings out the new Zoroark, and this thing's pretty frail. So the Moonblast does a dickload of damage, and my Wish comes true, and I regain a bunch of HP. And then, of course, the leftovers and all that, all these freaking effects and shit. I wish Game Freak would, like, speed this shit up. But anyway, I'm just going to go for the Moonblast again. I know I can pretty much live anything this wants to do, because I'm, like, bold max defense. Unless this thing was, like, a special set with, like, Sludge Wave or whatever. But yeah, I have seen Hunter, like, battle before with this thing, and I think he pretty much always uses it physical. So yeah, I'm going to kill off the Zoroark there with another Moonblast. So that's another big threat out of the way that I don't have to worry about anymore. And my opponent is going to bring out the Swampert once again. And I just decided to go for damage at this point. I figured I probably shouldn't just wish stall and all that. Honestly, I didn't think I would live an Earthquake either, and I don't. So my opponent is going to go for the Earthquake, and unfortunately my wall is going to go down. So now I just have 3 Mons left, and 2 of them are injured. I bring out Dixon Slider, praying that my opponent doesn't have the Ice Punch. And I just go for the Fickle Beam. And Fickle Beam is a really cool signature signature Pokemon. It's a really cool signature move from Hydrapple. And what it does, it's 80 base power, but it has a 30% chance to go like full power, which is it like doubles in strength. So that's basically what happened there. As my opponent swapped into the Kilowattrel, it decides to go full power and OHKO the freaking Kilowattrel. So now my opponent brings out the Mandibuzz. And I know that I need to swap out because I'm a little afraid of Brave Bird. I have seen him use this crazy loaded dice set, and that's actually the set he's rocking here. So he actually doesn't even have Brave Bird, but he goes for the knockoff on the swap, and he knocks off my Eviolite, which does kind of suck for Rhydon, but I mean, it is what it is. Rhydon's pretty bulky on the defensive side anyway. So my opponent is going to bust out his own Terra. He's actually Terra Ground on this set. And like I said before, he is loaded dice. He actually has Bone Rush on this thing for whatever reason. He's like a weak armor, I guess setup type set or something. I don't know. But anyway, Rhydon takes the Bone Rush, and I'm able to set up, I don't know, this might have been a bit of a misplay. I probably should have just gone for damage at this point. But I go for these Stealth Rocks instead, like really, really late game Stealth Rocks, as my opponent is just going to kill me off next turn, because there's no way in hell that I outspeed this thing. Honestly, I don't know. It might have been a good thing that I didn't hit this thing and activate its weak armor. I don't know. But anyway, he's going to kill me with another Bone Rush. And now I only have 2 Pokemon left. One of them is like a crippled Raikou, and the other one is Dixon Slider, which is almost full health. So I'm actually going to bring out the Dixon Slider right now. I just love saying that nickname, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to go for the Energy Ball as he goes for the knockoff. I kind of figured he didn't have Brave Bird at this point, because I feel like he would have used it before. So yeah, the Energy Ball almost kills him. And I figure I should probably swap out and get some more Regenerator health. And it'll put me, I think, back up to max. So I'm just going to go ahead and swap into Raikou, or Throat Goat, whatever, basically to sack it off as my opponent goes for a Tailwind for some reason. I don't really understand that play, because he's going to outspeed my remaining Mons regardless, I think. But anyway, he's just going to kill off Raging Bolt now with another Bone Rush. So now my last Mon is the Dixon Slider. So now I pretty much know that I've got this game in the bag, because I don't have to outspeed him. I can literally live anything that this thing wants to do. Even if Swampert has Ice Punch, I can actually live that on like a sliver of health. And my opponent actually misses the Bone Mirage, or not Bone Mirage, what the hell, Bone Rush, which is huge for me. Not that it would have done a lot of damage, but if Swampert had Ice Punch, he might have been able to squeak this game out. But anyway, he does not have the Ice Punch on the Swampert, and that is basically game, because I can just Energy Ball him. But great game, Cypher, man. This battle was kind of a roller coaster. It started out really bad, and I played really bad. But hey, I haven't played Pokemon in fucking ages, so give me a break. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I promise to try to be here more often. But I love you guys, and I missed you, and I hope you guys have missed me too. But I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles.